At 2 a.m. at night, the emergency bell of an abandoned haunted hospital suddenly started ringing. The shocking thing was that the hospital had been closed for 15 years. When a man entered inside, he found a patient file in the operation theater with his own name written on it. And the most terrifying thing was written on that file: admission time tonight, 2 a.m. Note: this story is completely fictional and created only for entertainment purposes. It has no connection with any real place, hospital, or person. James was a 30-year-old photographer who made videos of abandoned and mysterious places around the world. He believed that every deserted place had a hidden secret waiting to be discovered. One day, James heard about an old hospital located outside a small town. People said that the hospital was closed 15 years ago after a mysterious incident, but even today, strange sounds could be heard from inside at night. Some people claimed they heard patients screaming and medical machines running in the empty building. James decided to visit the hospital and record the truth with his camera. At 1 a.m., James reached the hospital gate with his camera and flashlight. The old iron gate was moving slowly because of the cold wind. As soon as he opened the gate, a freezing breeze touched his face. Inside the hospital, everything was dark. Old medical posters were hanging on the walls, and a thick layer of dust covered the floor. James turned on his camera and said, "I am inside an abandoned hospital that has been closed for 15 years. Let's find out what is really hidden here." He slowly started, walking through the long, dark corridor. Suddenly, a figure appeared on his camera screen. It was a man standing far away in the corridor. James quickly turned around, but there was no one there. He looked back at his camera screen, but the shadow had disappeared. James continued walking and reached the operation theater. The door was slightly open. Inside, there was an old operation table and a patient file lying beside it. James picked up the file and his face turned pale with fear. The file had his name written on it. Patient name, James Carter. Admission date, tonight. James's heart started beating faster. He thought someone was playing a prank on him. Suddenly, all the lights in the operation theater turned on at the same time. A weak voice came from the corner of the room. "Doctor, the patient is ready." James slowly looked towards the voice. A woman was standing there wearing an old nurse uniform. Her face was pale, and her eyes looked completely empty. James stepped back in fear. The nurse smiled and said, "We have been waiting for a new patient for 15 years." James immediately started running. As he moved through the corridor, voices started coming from every room. "Help me! Is anyone there?" But when James looked inside the rooms, there was nothing except old beds and empty files. Somehow James managed to escape from the hospital. But when he checked his camera recording, his hands started shaking. James was never alone in the video. In every scene, the same nurse was standing behind him. And in the final seconds of the recording, the nurse came close to the camera and whispered, "Now you are also a part of this hospital." The next morning, James's camera was found outside the hospital gate. But James himself was never found. Even today, people say that the lights of that abandoned hospital turn on at night. And sometimes the voice of a man holding a camera can be heard from inside. But remember, this is only a fictional horror story created for fear and entertainment. It has no connection with any real event or person.